Hello crafty friends, this is the Papered Chef here. In this video, I'm going to show you how to cut out tissue paper, also called cotton paper by ScanNCut, and we're going to use the same settings to cut out vellum. So let's get started. The first thing you're going to do when you turn on your brother's ScanNCut machine is go to Pattern, and because we're going to be making bookmarks right now, we're going to be making rectangular shapes. Now, I'm going to select this first one, and I'm going to make them the size I normally make bookmarks, which is 6 1/4 width. Actually, let's go 6 1/2. We're going to go 6 1/2 width. Always make them about 6 inches or more, 6 to 7 inches. Okay, that's usually a good size. Now I'm taking off this button here. This is when you scale one, they stay in proportion, the length and width. I'm unchecking that, or I'm actually selecting that so they don't stay in proportion. And I want the height to be only 2 inches. Okay, now I know from experience that there's about 3 of those will fit on this page, and actually more, but the reason I'm only going to do 3 is because when you cut very thin paper, acetate, vellum, okay, and in this case tissue paper, you want to make sure that they're not so close together. So we're going to move those apart from each other, but I'm going to teach you a feature right now called background scanning. So first of all, stick this to your mat. Now make sure your mat's not very sticky. That's not very hard to do when you have a brother ScanNCut, because none of them are very sticky. So unless you just open the mat. If you just open the mat, I would not try to use tissue paper on the mat. But I've used the mat a few times and it's already lost its stickiness, so I pretty much just, see, I just stuck it right on there. But you don't need painter's tape. In fact, painter's tape will rip this. All you need to do is stick it on there lightly. Okay, the other thing I want to tell you is I'm using a blade depth of 2. That works for me. Machines have different settings, so you always do your test cut on your machine, but for me, a blade depth of 2 works. And now I'm going to bring this back. So I'm going to do what's called background scanning, and we're going to say start. That's going to scan this cute little plaid piece of paper in, and then I can separate those bookmarks. If I was cutting cardstock or something, I could keep the objects close together on the mat, but when you're cutting something so thin, you don't want to do that. You want to actually move those away from each other. See what I'm doing? Just let me get my stylus. I'm moving them so that there's a little space between them. Okay, good. So they're all on the mat, but there's a space between them. Okay, let me just select those so you see. There's first one, second one, third one, but there's a little space between them. When you do your background scan, you can make it so that this is actually lighter as well in the settings. All right, that's another whole story, and that's something I teach in class, blah, blah, blah. We don't want to, let's not digress. We're going to cut this now. Let's cut. Let's cut. And then you can use these shapes over and over again. So while it's cutting, I just want to tell you that I'm using I'm giving these to teachers. So I'm using a little, wobble spring, and I have so you gotta be careful your mat doesn't slip. And I have a little, I'll have links in the description for all the Stampin' Up! Items I'm using. I'm using this really cute ribbon with the leaves. All right, well, let's get this off and I'll show you. So as you can see, it did slip a little, even though I said be sure your mat's not very sticky. I mean, talk about it, even slipped on even on tissue paper. All right, so there we go. I'm just peeling it off, and be careful, just peel it off. Actually, this is a good time for your spatula. Bend the mat a little bit, use your spatula, and then lift that up. I'm going to show you how to attach it as well. Lift that up. So I got the idea of bookmarks while I was making my paper pumpkin kit, which I'll show you. And this one just ripped a tiny bit, but it does not matter because I'm making bookmarks. So I'm actually punching the top of these off. So I thought, if you can't make a bookmark right out of this because You just can't. It's too thin, obviously. So what I did is I cut crumb cake cardstock to the same exact measurement. And that's what we're going to put this on. And that's what's really nice is with the Brothers ScanNCut that you can have, you know, your two rectangles exactly lined up. Okay, so before I do that, I just want to show you, I promised I would show you how to cut vellum, and it's using the same settings. Here's a piece of vellum. I'm sticking the vellum on the mat. Okay, no extra tape. You don't need any extra tape. I'm loading the mat. Let you see, I just loaded the mat. I'm hitting cut, that's all I'm doing. I'm hitting start. And as I always advise, so things don't slip, you just want to give it a little rub. Now, I'm going to be using fast fuse on this because it doesn't matter, because the adhesive really won't see through, it's colored. But normally I do use vellum tape. Here's some vellum adhesive. This is just my refill. Okay, so I usually use vellum adhesive. I'll link to that in the description as well, because that way it doesn't see through. If you want to put, like, if you're doing something like weddings and you want to stamp onto the vellum and put it onto a background, you don't want it to be see-through. See how I'm just peeling these right off the mat? So easy to peel off. Now, even though this is a little stronger than the tissue paper I just cut, I use the same exact settings, because the title of this video is going to be about, I haven't put the title yet, but it's going to be how to cut tissue paper and vellum. So therefore, I just wanted to show you that I'm using the exact same settings to do both, which is a blade depth of 2, and that tip about keeping the objects far apart. So see, keep your objects far apart so that they cut easier. Keep a distance between them. Okay, so now I have you have these little scraps left over of your papers, which is nice. You can do, I mean, this is Granny Apple Green. So, I mean, you can use this for other things. This is one of the new colors, which is pretty awesome. All right, so the trick I'm going to give you for my bookmarks is you have this piece, these two pieces are exactly matched up. So that's great, right? And so when you punch with your tag topper punch, that's great, they're lined up. But however, you want to glue half of them. You want to glue half of this. Let me make some room so you can see. Okay, here we go. So I'm getting my fast fuse and I'm gluing. Just put a couple strips of this. Hold on, I have to get it going sometimes. There we go. And you gotta put your little check mark. All right, All right, good. See how much is on there? I'm using a lot because I don't want this to peel off. Now, I line up the top. I hold it together. I'm just gonna hold it together. And I'm just gonna put the bottom on. And then the top is not adhered yet, because you never wanna gunk up your punch. And you don't wanna gunk it up, so don't put glue on this part yet, because otherwise you'll get glue stuck in your punch. Now, it's okay, it's a little bit better. So remember, we're punching both of these together, but keep them together. Push them in there. There we go. And I'm gonna squeeze. Awesome, but we still need to glue this, because even though we're gonna put a ribbon there, we need to add some fast fuse. The bottom looks great though. Okay, let's put some here. As you can tell, I'm not a big fan sometimes. Okay, so we'll get this. And I just gotta use it on its side, because I'm so used to using adhesives with like my finger on top. And I cannot get used to using it in the side, but it is a great adhesive for, like, as far as being strong. Fast fuse, it works great. All right, I'm gonna smooth out my tissue paper, and now I have this really cute double layer of a bookmark. And you could have used, I guess you could have used regular glue, but I think rolling adhesive is better. So there we go. We have crumb cake cardstock. We have Granny Apple tissue paper. Now we take a little piece of this ribbon here, which is called the leaf ribbon. I just absolutely love this. It's new in our annual catalog. If you still don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, please contact me at thepaperchef.com and we can get you hooked up, you know, with the catalog and everything. There. Little piece of that. And now I'm going to take a piece of, I usually use about 8 inches. And this is the ribbon I'm using, and it's organza. Okay, organza ribbon. What's nice about this ribbon by Stampin' Up! Is you can color it into different colors. Okay, I just cut it at an angle. Like I said, about 8 inches. Now we're gonna do the little loop like that. Okay. We're gonna lay this little leaf right here. That's how I do it. And I just simply go under the leaf. That's it. I go under the leaf with my little loop. And what I did is I did like I call it like it's kind of like your breast cancer ribbon, when the ribbons that go like that. That's how I start my loop, with that little crossover ribbon. And then when I tuck it under, it looks good. Okay, and then I just go up and over. Let's get that. I straighten out the lengths later. Yeah, somehow it got flipped. That's okay, not to worry. And I straighten out the lengths later, because remember I said I used 8 inches, so I always use a little extra. And I trim them down so they're both going the same way. All right, so that's good. And then the apple and the leaf. Okay, so what I did for that was I took a couple, these came in the paper pumpkin kit. And then I think I double, triple layered them, whatever. And then I triple layer. Then I distressed around the sticker. So put your sticker on, put your first sticker on first, however many stickers you're gonna have. But see how it didn't even contrast with the back, because that's granny apple green and so is that. So that didn't work. So then I added another layer and that didn't work. I still couldn't see this leaf. So then I took some distress ink and I just simply distressed around maybe the third layer, and I just stuck them on there. And then I distressed around the apple, as you can see, for dimension. And then I stuck the cute little spring behind it to give it dimension. This is from the kit. These stickers, this is Poppy Parade. Okay, that's the color I did enjoy. And for you, I did in Blueberry Bushel, and I stamped right onto this. That's how I made this bookmark. You saw the other steps. And I just want to show you now that this is my alternative project. The group I'm in, we always do alternative projects every month with the paper pumpkin kit. This is what the paper pumpkin kit came with. Okay, so you can tell mine is way off of what was intended, but that's okay. You can do anything you want with your kit. So this is Picnic Paradise, July 2018. It arrived yesterday. You have to order it by the 10th of the month. Then they ship it out by about the 12th, and then you get it, 3-4 days later, and it's so exciting because you never know what's going to be in it. I try not to peek on YouTube. And then you just go to town. You get a stamp set. You get this, in this particular case, you got enough to make 12 little cards and 4 baskets. So I'm going to show you what I made I made this basket with the tissue paper, which is what the kit, see this, that's here. And now they have, in their suggestion, you make a basket and you put your little cards inside. But I didn't put that. I didn't put the to from. I just put enjoy and I put candy inside. And I'm making 3 of those for tomorrow for my husband's coworkers. And in every kit, it'll say like your instructions. It'll say, okay, like over here. It'll have what your kit includes and your coordinating colors. This is very important. And it always comes with like a Stampin' Spot. And this time it came with a soft suede, which I didn't use. I didn't even open it. I like to give those away to my downlines or my friends or my customers. I don't even open my Stampin' Spots because I have the big ones. But they come with the Stampin' Spot. Then they come with the stamp set and all these things. So it said Blueberry Bushel, Crumb Cake, Granny Apple Green, and Poppy Parade were the coordinating colors. So then I just took out my stamps and I just stamped things in the coordinating colors. And I just colored my own brads using the Granny Apple Green. I colored my own brads. Now in here it says it came with brads, but I guess I'm a hot mess, and when I opened it, they got lost immediately, and I have not seen my 8 antique brads. So I made my own brads, and I was even thinking, where are the brads? We need brads for our basket. And I was saying it out loud, but no, to myself, really. So anyway, maybe my cat I was talking to, I was like, where are these brads? And then I decided to make my own, and then after I made my own, I saw that It came with them. So you could do something like this. You could put this little bookmark in here too as well, which makes a nice little gift. It can be a gift tag. I mean, it's just super adorable for a teacher, back to school appreciation, what have you. So thank you for watching. I hope you will go and try to cut out some tissue paper that you have. Now notice this kind is a little bit thicker than your normal. Well, it's maybe not. It's like your gift wrapping tissue paper. So try it out with your Brother ScanNCut. Don't use a mat that's too sticky. Try out cutting vellum. Do all kinds of things. Be creative, and I'd like to see what you do. And please check out the comment section, because I'll have more information about some Brother Scanning courses that I offer, how to get to my website to see my finished projects when I'm done, and also the products that I'm using to create this. Okay, thank you. See you in the next tutorial.